Welcome to part 8 of the Sonic Unleashed Let's Play. Okay, so for now we are done with the nighttime stages. Because today we are doing all this part is gonna be just daytime Sonic. I know, what a relief. After 2 whole parts of, you know, just Werehog, we finally get to do daytime Sonic. Well, okay, never mind. Oh, and yeah, this is something I'm gonna be doing every now and then whenever I go to Professor Pickle's office. Is try saying that at 10 times fast. As you know, just talk to Amy. There's actually gonna be a pretty interesting piece of information later down in the game where it's actually gonna be taking effect into another game. I'm not really so much gonna do those games, those Sonic games on the Nintendo Wii yet, but you know, but you know, whenever I do get to those games, you'll know. Okay. So again, and clearly we have to go to Professor Pickle just to, you know, get information that robots are running amok in Spagonia and in Chenan as well. Well, thankfully we are going to Spagonia first because, well, we're already here. Might as well take them out. Might as well clear up any robot. Might as well clear up the robots that are terrorizing the city, even though I really don't see any at the moment. You know, I like doing that for some reason, and that's actually a thing you can do as well. Well, I mean, every time Sonic jumps, and when he, you know how Sonic jumps, right? And well, yeah, you should know by now. If you don't know how Sonic jumps, I'm sorry, you need to be smacked. But, you know, every time Sonic jumps, he goes into his curled up ball state. And, however, starting with this game, and because of the whole boost mechanic, Sonic can now do a short hop. You do that by tapping the you do that by tapping the jump button, or the A button if you're playing the Xbox 360 version. And the short hop is very useful just to get over obstacles that might trip you up. But for the most part, it's actually utilized by many speedrunners. Folks, I don't know how to. By the way, in terms of speedrunning, I don't know how to perform speedrunning in things like M speed or D speed. So don't expect me to know. So anyway, we are now in Spagonia Day, and listen to the music. Yeah, I can see why this is a fan favorite by many people. Well, many Sonic fans. Well, as far as this stage goes. So, like I mentioned before, Spagonia Rooftop Run is featured in Generations, but you'll notice how in Generations where it was actually like a shorter stage. In this is actually, in the original, the one we're playing in now, is actually, yeah, I think 3 minutes longer. 3 or 4 minutes longer, actually. And I can see why this is a fan favorite from a lot of people. Like I mentioned before, well, you listened before that the music is friggin' awesome for what it is, but also the way and how the level is structured. Well, granted, this isn't my favorite level in Sonic Unleashed. I still prefer Adabat later down the road. But I can't deny, this stage is actually pretty damn fun. It's fast, it flows well, and the skydiving segment wasn't in Generations, but it's still friggin' awesome to look at. Probably the most... It's at least cool to do, but all you really need to do is just hold down the square button, for the most part. Let's see. And here we are actually introduced to another day enemy type. More like a mini boss than anything. These things are called egg chasers. You chase these down on a straight hallway, and what you do? Well, oh, we kind of missed it there. Well, okay, that actually went by quick there, but hey, you run into the egg fighter robots, and you use your boost to knock them back. Like you've probably already seen it in when I did the Sonic Generations Let's Play. Hey, but you know, it's always a refresher. Unfortunately though, because I'm lacking one more ability, hey, I can't really pull off the same exact tricks that I usually do when I casually play this game. Maybe one day I'll do a run through of all the stages, all the daytime stages. It's with all the power-ups, as well as Sonic maxed out. Because as I don't want to jinx it. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but I'm saying it anyway. I know I'm pretty good at this game. Granted, I'm sure I'm not as good as some other YouTubers out there that play this game, but I'm still pretty good. Anyway, now we're heading into the most iconic one of the more iconic set pieces, and for this QuickTime segment, I actually know all the QuickTime events because I memorized this level. You know, I love that set piece. Just Sonic, grinding down Big Ben, and with the fancy camera angles and stuff like that. This level is so much fun to play. As far as favorites go, Adbat's still my favorite, and we'll get to that. We won't be getting to that very later in the game, but you know, Adbat's still my favorite. But Spagonia, it's up. When it comes to favorites, it's up there. Now that we are on the ending set piece, at least we're once again chasing down on these egg chasers. And this is how you defeat these guys. You run into the egg fighters, or occasionally they'll run into pillars. They'll just crash on their own. Knock them back, and booyah. So may I ask, for Sonic Generations, where did that whole egg ship come from? Because it's obviously not in this game. What, was it a scrap concept? Or was that ship in the Generations version of Rooftop Run? And like, yeah, wasn't that like a cut content for this game? Because that's actually, or was it just something added just to show that Eggman was fucking with the past? I guess we'll, who knows? I'm thinking it's cut content, because I'm pretty sure they didn't make it up. Well, aside from the time meter stuff, but yeah, that's another story. Okay, so again, that was Rooftop Run. It's not my favorite stage in Sonic Unleashed, but it's up there. And this is what I was talking about with the whole grind rail thing. I think I've showed this earlier, but yeah. It's useful for... This is the only time where they'll have to use... Where that type of shortcut can be used. Well, the grinding shortcut. Anyway. You know, I kind of regret it cutting out the backtracking. So, of course, for whatever reason, we can't enter the Spagonia Temple yet, because we have to take care of some foes that are in Shanann, even though we've restored the temple. This is really just an excuse to show us another daytime Sonic stage, but I don't mind. I don't mind it too much. It's because this is also a very fun stage. Oh yeah, I want to mention that the people we see, sometimes people that we see in other continents, will actually travel to other continents, and and they do actually trigger some other side quests, or yeah, they either trigger some like, yeah, side quests, regular side quests, or the exorcism side quests. So you know, this Sonic Unleashed is actually a very replayable game as well. It doesn't force you to 100% it, unlike some other games. Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Sorry, I had to. It's a pretty nasty cough. I had to get that checked out. Alright, just so same as before. Wall jump. I missed those rainbow rings for whatever reason. I don't know how I've done that. And booyah. Okay, so now we are heading into Dragon Road. Oh, Dragon Road in the daytime. I do want to mention that in terms of the levels. Well, I think I may have mentioned before that. Yeah, I think I may have mentioned that levels actually have other levels you can do. Well, because there's more than one act for each continent. For both daytime Sonic and Werehog. In addition to that, though, Sonic Unleashed also has DLC you can try, or at least play. And the DLC levels are actually hard modes of the levels, of the main levels that we already played. Well, it's actually harder versions of levels that are already in the game, but they also add in some extra levels that are already hard to begin with. I'm gonna say that I guess the good thing about the extra levels that aren't DLC levels is that they have extra Sun and Moon medals you can collect. I believe I do that later on in the game. So anyway, on this rail, slow down, stop in here, Moon medal. How is anyone's... I only found that out through the Brain Scratch Comms Let's Play. How the hell are you supposed to know that? What, out of curiosity? I mean, for all we know, it could have been a bottomless pit. Because usually, a lot of rails that we grind on in this game, usually the bottomless pit. There's bottomless pits underneath. Alright, I like how we bowl for the egg fires here. And I hit the spike. Jump. No, I don't want that. That's a case where I kind of wish the homing attack and the air boost wasn't on the same button. Thankfully, I saved myself, and on this little island, if you somehow get over here, they put a rocket here so you can get back on the main pathway. The more you know. Hey, the more you know, am I right? Yeah. What's cool about Shanann is that is the visuals. This is also a pretty well-designed stage. This is also a pretty well-designed stage. I'm not sure if I should put it as one of my favorites, but this is a pretty well-designed stage too. And I love the visuals here. Seeing Sonic run down the Great Wall of China, or on these dragon statues. This is cool. And this is also one of the only, or if not the only daytime level of Sonic Unleashed, or one of the only daytime levels that's not an extra act, where daytime Sonic has to do some basic platforming. That's actually one thing I want to bring up is that, since Sonic the Werehog kind of focuses too much on the fighting, I think one problem people might have with daytime Sonic is that it relies too much on the speed, like the boost to win factor. And there's not enough of platforming and exploration, like the adventure games. That's actually, it's stuff like that makes me believe that the whole classic Sonic fanboy hate thing, spiel or whatever, the classic Sonic fans that give the Genesis games a really bad name. And shots fired, I'm sorry, but that's true. But I think that's starting to invade the Dreamcast era as well. Because I'm starting to see a lot of hate for this game. Because again, I'm starting to see a lot of hate for this game, Colors and Generations, just because it relies on the boost factor, and it's not really so much the adventure gameplay. Honestly, this is the same reason why what a lot of people like a daytime Sonic a lot is because it's pretty much the reason why the older fans liked Sonic back in the day. Fast, flows well, knew what it wants to do. Well, and I guess the same could apply on the Dimps games. Cause again, how often would I hear that games like Rush Adventure, Colors, Colors, Generations were the worst things ever, and they didn't get what made the classics or adventure games good. People, just appreciate it for what it is. If it's fun, it's fun. Why do fans have to nitpick? I don't understand that. I mean, I like the adventure games as well. Well, but even I will admit, those games haven't aged well. Oh yeah, I'm going there. SA2 story, yes, it's enjoyable. But when you really stop to think about it, it really could have been improved. Granted, it's not Sonic 06 bad, but it could still be improved. I think I was going to talk to Amy, but then I decided to go to Professor Pickle. Oh, I'm actually, stuff to talk about. Aside from the, just get this off my chest is, and this series also has a lot of dumb complaints, from the green eyes to the classic gameplay, or well, more of the green eyes than anything. And even then, and if it's not like picky fanboys, this fan base also holds a lot of weird ones. But I'm gonna be honest with you, if I were to choose between the weird side of the Sonic fan base over the picky side, the fan base, if I had to choose the weird side or the picky side, I'd choose the weird side, because at least those guys are minding their own business. As the picky side of the fan base they don't know when to stop being assholes. I haven't done anything to them. It's not right. But anyway, I don't know why my voice is cracking a lot. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, we are now going to be doing our second daytime boss. And, well, the thing is with this boss fight is not so much the boss itself, but it's also the arena. Because, just like every other day stage, there's also Sun and Moon medals for you to collect. But occasionally, you'll most likely miss the Sun and Moon medals because as either the enemy is attacking you, or it shifts to a 2D plane where you'll most likely miss the medal. But anyway, this is the Egg Devil Ray. Hey, all it really does is that it shoots multiple lasers. It has an electric force field, so you might want to wait. And when it goes to a top-down view like this, it does a spread fire shot. which is kind of easy to avoid if you know how to jump correctly. And what it does with its lasers is that the boss will move itself, and it'll fire the lasers on the side, well, on its sides anyway, and it will. So you'll have a limited amount of, well, field for you to, well, dodge attacks. The Egg Devil Ray has a. Okay, yeah. Egg Devil Ray has an electric force field. Oh, and if it's in front of the boss, and if it's in front of him, you can't really attack him that way. So my bet, I keep saying so. My best bet is to just homie attack him. Fun fact: in the Wii version of this boss fight, Eggman is piloting in this robot. Because in this game, it's just those weird action figure robots. And in the Wii version, and in the Wii version, and the track is reversed. I believe this is the only time where this is when it comes to the Wii version, these kinds of stages, well, the boss tracks anyway, are recycled from are present in both the Wii and HD versions. Anyhow, enough of my rambling. It's time for a cutscene. See you all for part 9.